Get your notepads ready. It's time for the Little Power Radio Show with your girl, Miss Mimi, aka Mimi the Great.
What's up? I feel like you know. What's up? Okay, but anyway. What's up?
Hey, what's up? Ladies!
Okay. Because guess what? The ladies are in the house today. It's the Love Power Radio Show. So, Miss Mimi, aka Mimi the Great. Thank you so much. Hey, Boo, how you doing? Hey, girl, hey. It is the last Saturday, I believe, of this month, right? So we're cruising right on through 2020, about to have Santa Claus knocking on our doors. I hope y'all ready.
Yeah, knocking on mine. I'm empty nester.
Good.
But you might have to cook some dinner or something like that. I might come home to eat.
I love that, you know. Have a call or something. Something.
Yeah.
I'll just come to your house.
That part. Let's get that down today.
Ain't no pots or rattling, none of that over here.
My birthday is right between Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Okay.
So I'm tired of holidays by then. But it starts out really big and then by New Year's, I'm just tired. I just want to follow.
Yeah. I get you with the tired of the holiday stuff. We tend to do different things. So, especially since things have happened in the family, Dad's not here, Grandma's moved away, so it's like, so Mama on Christmas is we have our turkey for Thanksgiving.
Do modifications, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm always down for trying new foods and such, right? So, but anyway, so today's Saturday, the last Saturday of the month. I don't know about y'all, but I'm absolutely loving this weather.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I wish it would stay.
Can we please, one of y'all scientists, figure out how to put
Right.
that in a jar?
Don't y'all have something that can shoot up in the air? I heard they control the weather anyway.
They've been doing it for a minute, I hear.
Y'all want that setting on the heart.
Please. Yes. Yeah, please and thank you.
It should be an app.
Right. Everything else is an app.
Yes.
How to comb your hair, how to brush your teeth,
Exactly.
right? No, it's an app.
I know.
I mean,
right.
so,
Turn down the humidity, up the humidity.
It's an app. Yeah, turn your lights on. It's an app for that. So y'all already know. I want to know. I ain't seen y'all in 2 weeks because your girl was on a smidget of a vacation last week. So you already know. I'm concerned. I love you so much. I want to know how your week was. So we're gonna start with our guest first. How was your week, Vincent?
Oh, my week is always busy working with Vincent Victoria Presents, especially since, we're within 1 week of starting out our season.
Yes. And I can't wait to get to that because
oh my goodness. And our play we're opening with, a new concept. We're going to do something a little bit different. In fact, 1 week from today is our red carpet event. And I'm going to see you there, right?
We're going to see all the summer there. Yeah.
So let's just talk about it.
We will. In
One
just a second
act
because I want to be able to. I want to have enough time to explain everything.
Oh, wow.
So we gonna get.
Well, that's what my week is all about.
Okay.
My life is so.
She ready.
I mean, I even got my red on.
Listen, and so I'm just gonna be like you when I grow up. That's all. I'm gonna put that there.
Thank you, darling. I'm sure.
When you dive in, that's it.
Right.
Wykesha, K.
Yes, indeed.
Listen, how is you doing?
Look, I am doing great. I've been super busy because I got a lot of shows, a lot of rehearsals, a lot of things that I got going on. My entrepreneur venture, being an actress, and my newfound profession. I am a professor, y'all. Call me Professor King. Yes. So yeah.
Bless your soul.
Yes, indeed.
Cheering,
Very good.
Bless you.
Yes, I am. Like, I've never taught before, so this is like my first time to teach ever. So I'm like, man, let me make sure these criminal justice, of course.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Yeah, intro to criminal justice. So I'm like, I can't mess this up too much. It's the intro. So, I mean, it's a great experience, and I'm enjoying every bit of it. It's
Good.
as much hectic it is, it's also therapeutic. So,
Oh, good.
you know,
That's awesome.
I'm enjoying it.
We are making a
difference.
difference.
Look, my hat's off to any teaching profession. I don't care what grade. I don't care if it's kindergarten. Like, my hat's off to y'all. My prayers are with you daily. Because me, just in passing of people with cheering, they're kind of just off somewhere by themselves and ain't got no business.
Mm-hmm.
Father,
Especially in this current setting.
absolutely.
Are you doing a lot of it online, or is this
Well,
one-on-one?
I have a hybrid class, so some of the work is online and some of the work is in class. So they're only in person Tuesdays and Thursdays, maybe for an hour and 20 minutes or so. That's it. And the way the classroom is set up and the way they distribute themselves, I don't have a large class, thankfully. My max is 15, but I only have 6.
Nice.
So they're on that side of the classroom,
Yeah.
and I'm in the corner teaching from over here. You know,
nice.
That's a
interact,
plus for
but-
everyone, though.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They get your attention, and you get to really.
And that's one of the things that they
Ratio.
said. Like I've been really transparent with these students, so they know that I'm a first time teacher and all that. But one of the things that was gratifying was when a couple of the students told me, like, "No, this is my favorite class." I'm like, "Why? Because y'all not really doing anything here?" I'm like, "No, it's because we get to have more of a one-on-one experience with you. We actually get to talk."
That's
And I love our discussions, and I do feel like I'm learning something. I'm like, okay, God, I am doing something right again.
And then you lay
nice.
the groundwork for them to feel like they can ask questions.
Yes.
I've been around you for a long time, and you're always open to teach,
Mhm.
in a way that will, for that person, for them to understand, for them to grasp. So that's always a plus, as a student,
Mhm.
especially for those knowing that you have different types of people.
Yeah.
Everybody learns different. So
Right.
that's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you,
I'm going to say what I say to a lot of educators, most educators that I meet. Education and educating others is a very important job.
Mhm.
And I thank you for doing it.
Yeah.
Aw,
As
It
a
takes a
kid.
really important and a very strong person to do it. So I thank you for that.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And to our wonderful producer sitting out here to the side trying to act like she invisible or something. You know that's not your invisible dress, right?
No,
it's not working.
Yeah,
It's not
it's not working. I need
Cloaking
to-
device.
Yes, you do.
If that was a thing, let me
Y'all
get some of
see
that.
me?
I want to be in more.
How was Lisa, the boss lady? How was your week?
My week was very productive. I'm doing better with the organization. So
Oh, nice.
I'm learning how to get organized
Okay.
and I'm still wrapping it up, as far as organization skills, but I've done a lot and I've gotten a lot accomplished. So my week was very good and productive.
Good.
We like
We're all
it.
going in a great direction.
That's it.
Mhm.
Here, I'm just coming back from vacation. I'm like, hey,
But
guys.
that's still great as well, because you got to,
Self-care.
Rest, relaxation.
Self-care, and we all need
I
that.
did. I had such a blast. It was the birthday party of one of the photographers. Hey, Michael, you're listening. And so he started last year inviting certain people to come and hang out. And so since he's a photographer, most of the people there are Mo's.
So pictures were taken.
So we did that.
that.
And everything else is like, if you want to participate, participate. The pool was there. They had food. They had water.
And other water. Gotcha.
Fire water. I had Kool-Aid and special Kool-Aid.
We was
Mom,
having
that was Kool-Aid. It was Kool-Aid, Mom. That cup was Kool-Aid, I promise. But so it was really nice to just be around other people, to hang out, everybody, supporting everybody, loving on each other. And it wasn't one of those things where you had to know each other because we had some new people come through. So it was really pretty cool. Very laid back. And then, I come back to adulting.
But it always sucks, right?
Yeah, but I came back with some new perspectives because on the way there, and I was talking to my spiritual mom about it, and I was like, on the flight over here, I felt like I was just downloading to me. And she was like, oh yeah, it's always when you travel. And I was like, because I was on the plane, I thought I was asleep, and it just felt like daddy, this loving person was standing over me, just giving me ideas. And remember when you asked about this, this, and that. So I thought that was pretty cool. And also, he actually likes me there. Come through, Father.
When we're in a space to receive and we're not burdened and bogged down with everything else that's around us, we can truly sit and listen and not move. That's, that steadfastness, that stillness is where you can really truly listen. But in the hustle and bustle of the world, we get caught up in other things outside and we forget to go inside sometimes. So when you begin to take care of yourself, you can really truly listen to what you need to hear and what you want to receive.
Yeah, and that's, go ahead.
Speaking of what you're saying, just so happens that September is my father's birthday month.
Oh, nice.
And he left us like 31 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So it used to be a time where, where I reflected in a different kind of way. But now what I do is I save, like throughout the year, I say to myself, like if I could really have a conversation with my dad, what would that conversation would be? And then on his birthday, I kind of have like a little conversation with him, and I say, okay, Dad, how would you handle that or whatever? And then I pick a decision based on what I've known about him, and I'm pretty open. That's what I do once a year.
That's awesome.
Instead of saying, Dad is gone. Yes, I miss him, and I just make it like a one little comment thing, but he's with me all the time, and my mom as well. October, see, for me, September, October, November, December is a very crowded period for me because my entire parents and my brothers and sisters and myself were all born in those months.
Wow.
So the way that I deal with that, instead of thinking, well, September, so I lost this many people in September. I go, okay, well, this is a celebration of him. What was his strength? What was a great day that I did with him? Nice. And I don't always do the thing where what is one thing I would like to get answered for the year. I only do that with my parents. Okay? But everyone else is kind of like hey, I might play a song or, do something with them that day, and then we move on.
That's a part of self-care.
Yeah, self-care. And it's something important I'm glad you brought it up, because people grieve differently. And sometimes people will hold that in because, and I say that because when my brother passed, I didn't want to move on because I'm leaving him behind. And so, but it had to, in order for me to progress in the things that I need to do or I'm supposed to be doing, I had to get to that point to where I could celebrate him like that.
And especially now with so many people leaving as rapidly and the range of ages. I mean, typically it was, you were infirm or you were older. That may have been more likelihood that you were going to be the one that was there. But now that's all out the window with coronavirus. The other thing that I want, we had the conversation yesterday, and I thought this was so telling, that we were discussing that you're only forgotten when the last person says your name. Right. And so that was one of the things we were talking about yesterday, and dealing with history and so on and so forth. I thought that is so fitting. Is that, when I think about my parents every year, I haven't stopped calling their name. And if I tell my grandchildren about them and my maybe their name will continue to be called. And the things that we're doing now and the things that you're doing now, and you as well, maybe our name will continue to be called. So we're doing positive things and uplifting types of things.
Absolutely.
It's all about self-care and how we look at things and we view things.
Oh, perception is everything.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
We come across a lot of challenges. We come across a lot of, barriers to our happiness or whatever. It's all how we deal with it and what we tell ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely. What we tell ourselves.
We put that out there in the universe as well.
Awesome. I see you, Miss Bolen, coming through, dropping some nuggets. I know y'all wasn't ready for that. I know it was a surprise, and it's okay, because that's what we do here at the Love Fire Radio Show.
Well, I thought yes, with the love and heart and soul of the show.
Absolutely. So we're going to take a break right quick, and then after we'll dive into our special guest, Miss Bolen and Queen Wykesha King.
This show was sponsored in part by Flat Fee Tax Prep and Services, offering quality tax preparation, serving clients nationwide. For more information, visit www.flatfeecreditandtax.com. And don't forget to mention Stunner Radio sent you.
And then my middle name just.
And we are, no, right? I didn't even tell my middle name just in case I need to disappear. But anyway, I'm just saying I need it. So, you know, I can't be out here all willy-nilly telling y'all
protection.
everything. That part. So, but we have here Miss Vernica Bolen, associate producer and production manager for Vincent Victoria Presents. She is a retired Army veteran that served many tours of duty all over the world. She has many years' experience in education and human resources that have served her well as production manager for the Vincent Victoria Presents team as she organizes and plans the programming and outreach activities. She has been with the company since 2015, starting out as a volunteer. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
And then next to her is my homegirl. And that'll be the only time y'all hear me trying to sing.
You from the Golden Triangle?
Who?
She from the Golden Triangle.
Wykesha King, yes. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. But this is my model sister girlfriend. Wykesha King is a hope dealer. I said hope. Don't be coming for me, and don't be coming for my Twitter. Hope, H-O-P-E dealer by day and a crafty thespian by night. She actively searches for ways to utilize her superpowers, and trust me, she has plenty.
Oh, you do.
As an actress, she has performed on stages in plays and in films in Houston, Texas, and surrounding areas. In addition to acting, Wykesha is an entrepreneur and the creator of Gym Time, graciously embracing me time. She is also a certified life coach and the kinetic yoga instructor. Welcome, Wykesha King.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being on the show.
Hello, world. It's so great to have you here.
And that's one that I have not been able to pin down.
What?
That accent.
You can't do the accent yet.
It's coconut.
It takes a little work. Just a little bit.
That's probably why. So.
I'm going to pick a pocket or two.
Do you watch the BBC?
You must go on the East End.
One of my favorite shows was, oh my God, now I can't remember it, but I hear it. It's like the elevator at the beginning. And it's like haberdasheries, something. Are you being served? Are you being served? Y'all, it's on YouTube.
Oh, yeah. I love it.
How about Peppa Pig?
Peppa. Yeah, Peppa is a good one we could start to learn from.
Okay.
But who wants to watch Peppa?
I mean,
She could be
Unless you
on.
have kids. I heard Peppa's a problem.
A little bit.
So
It's higher than you.
what I want to know is from Wykesha.
Mhm.
Start with you. So, because you have a list of things that you do, right? I'm gonna help you because I know sometimes y'all be, you got like 9,000 jobs and stuff. Like this other person is sitting next to me, but anyway, yes, pop your comment, okay? But Wykesha is a singer, an actress.
Mm-hmm.
I want to add in dancer because I saw you doing some steps in one of the videos.
Listen, I'm trying to cut it.
I was just kind of right?
I haven't mastered that quite yet. I'm working on it.
You know, wiggling to music is like the absolute best.
Hey,
right?
we got that.
Hey, okay. Anyway, that's a whole nother song. But in your experience of acting on stage plays and in films, how did you come to work with Vincent?
Ooh. You know what? Let me tell you. I don't know if you remember this story, and maybe that's why she want me to tell it. Cause
it sounds better coming
Because I actually, I think we were in another play, and it happened to be at Midtown Theater, and Miss Mimi was like, "Have you seen?" I think at the time it was Booker T at the Door that you guys had just finished doing.
Oh yes.
And I was like, "Oh, I didn't even know this was here." And Miss Mimi herself was like, "Oh, well, you want to meet Vincent?" I was like, "Sure, why not?" So she is the one who actually introduced me to Vincent.
Wow.
And I started to follow him on social media. And I think at the time he was auditioning for, I didn't know what he was auditioning for at the time, but it was the new Hattie. Yeah. So I came to that next audition. At the time, I had no idea. I had no headshot, no nothing with me. And I almost didn't go. But I was like, let me just see what he wants. If he needs me to go back and get something, I'll do it. But I just went, did a cold read, sung something, and he was like, "Where have you been?"
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I don't know. And he's like, "Yeah, we got something for you. You got something for you."
Yeah.
And it's been magic ever since. I love EV. I really do.
Yeah.
And his
I
praise.
really enjoyed working with him because he allows the actors and actresses to develop.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was one of the first persons that said yes to me,
Mm-hmm.
and I was freaking out with the audition. Oh my God! And he was like, "No, I got something for you." And I was like, "No," because I went up against Miss Jackie.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like,
She's a powerhouse.
Yeah, and then that's how I felt. That's
exactly
how I felt. And I was like, well, oh, that's how she wrote that. And he was like, no, don't go anywhere. I'll find something. I was like, man, you trying to patronize me, but I'll take it. I'll get it. I don't want to work with you. Right. And it's just been to watch him put together, color characters and come up with, and then when he tells you, just go ahead. Whatever it was that you feel like you were doing, you wanted to do it, let me see.
Mm-hmm.
And then he'll take from that and either build on it and around it, or this is what I had in mind. Let's see if we can mesh the two. And I think that's like the bestest thing ever.
Creativity.
He is a creative genius.
Yes.
I love his mind.
Mind going as far what box?
And his mind is constantly working.
Always going. Always going. I love it. So, Ms. V, tell us, how did you come across Mr. Vincent Victoria?
Well, what happened? I used to work at the Texas Workforce Commission.
Okay.
The employment office right there on Vincent.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's a high impact office.
Mm-hmm.
And a young lady that worked there with me, they kind of liked the way that I worked. We did like 1,300 people a day or whatever. And
Wow.
you would never think so, right?
Yeah.
But we did.
Wow.
And so I was looking for something different. And she said, I'm doing some work with some people. Didn't give me too much information. She said, why don't you go down there one Friday, one night, whatever. So by that time, I'd gotten another job with the federal government. So I stopped down there one Friday night. Because Friday nights, Golden Triangle, I used to work in Beaumont.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And more than once.
Mm-hmm.
Beaumont, Orange, whatever. So I come back and I stop downtown and go to Vincent. So the first night I ever got with them, they were filming a commercial. That's where I met, the characters there. And I just liked it. I loved it.
Nice.
They threw me right in. I did the commercial the first night. I mean, nobody even said hello. All of a sudden I'm in a commercial. So and I had fun.
That's nice.
And then I was just the person that came and did the paperwork for them.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just come for auditions. So when you get ready to start the show out, and then all the whatever else they were doing, I didn't get bothered with that. And at the end, when the show would come, then I would show up. I was just this person, Miss B, that showed up.
Nice.
Yeah, she brings us snacks.
Snacks and
Yeah.
And my
I spoil them like the party car was coming. I like that. So I just started, what I do is organizational. I like to create organizations. So some of the things that I've done, I'm probably one of those type of jobs where I'm a person that comes in, I do the work, I get you together, and I disappear.
Nice.
You see me less and less because you need me less and less.
Okay.
Like when you see me a lot, you need me a lot. I always had those kind of jobs. So
It's like Nanny McPhee. You ever watch me?
yeah, that's right.
She's like, when you need me, what is it?
Oh,
When you need me, you won't want me.
You won't
But
want
when you
me.
want me, you
Oh,
won't
well,
want me.
okay,
Something like that.
That's
You
a
won't have
good
me.
team because when you need me, sometimes you won't want me. But I'm there all the time, and I do it and I get it done, right?
Nice.
Yeah.
So that's just part of my personality, whatever. So I just love the culture because like me, I'm a senior citizen actually.
Welcome.
Yeah, it's just I was born in the 1950 clip, whatever. So
Congratulations.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So what I'm trying what I'm trying to do is like get these young people so somehow some of that synergy will bounce back on me, and they have kept me young. Rather than sitting at home and being retired and wondering what to do, because I have a very active mind and a very active creative mind.
Nice.
So
that was a good mix.
It was a good mix
Nice.
because in my way, don't put me in a senior citizen place, right? But to me, there's nothing better than what I'm doing right now because I get to use all my creative things. Like I was just sewing some stuff the other day, and I thought, man, when I used to sew before, boy, it was like, but now sewing is, you can play with that, right? And I was thinking, because I have the time,
right,
to just
enjoy
use that side of my body without all the rest of this other stuff.
Nice.
And so like when I look at young ladies that are still trying to do all that profession and family and marriage and all that, and I realize that it's almost like being on a wheel. You got to keep so many balls juggling in the air, and so now that when I don't have to do that because my children are grown and all that kind of stuff, and my husband is senile, he's not, but I'm just saying, we're all kind of at that place where we're thinking of relaxation versus ruling the world or trying to hang the moon.
Okay.
So it's a good place to be in.
You're right.
And so I dedicate my time to that. I like if I want to cook, I'll go cook. I'll cook, whatever.
And so you said that they keep you young.
They do.
When I met you initially, I figured you were one of the I ain't trying to be disrespectful, but I thought you was one of the party animals because she was bouncing about.
Well, I am.
And that's probably one of the things I done fussed her about like several times because she won't sit down.
She did not.
And she's like, oh, but I don't feel well. I got a slight little headache. I'm like, well, sit down, drink some water. He's like, I gotta get this finished. For what? We're here.
We're good.
I'll get it for you.
Yeah.
But no, I'm like, okay, you
when I
pass
met you, it was at the Trotter's event. I think it was one of his plays, and she came in the door. And I was like, oh, auntie, y'all, tell her to go be still.
She can't.
No.
You came in with purpose, so I kind of figured it was something. And then after we met and talked,
Yeah, and Vincent and I, we kind of like a team because we're big picture kind of people, and we never say it can't be done. I mean, the only thing I think I can't do, I cannot fly because I cannot grow wings. Okay, and that's a disappointment to me. However, that is a big disappointment to me. But I'll get by. Yeah, that I cannot fly. All the other things that I can do, if I decide that the will is there, the education. I mean, I'm not. Fly by night operation or willy nilly about this whole thing. I gotta have it all planned out or whatever and organized, but it can be done. And I just want to say we can relate all this to coronavirus, right? Everybody is stressed out. I don't care who you are, what color you are, how old you are, whatever. The children, the families, the elderly, and so on and so forth. So I just think we all need to just take a step back and kind of do the self-care thing. I think that's what works for, everybody. Because we all had losses and real quick ones and things that we couldn't react from and things we could not control.
Still trying to process.
Yes. A lot of it hasn't even been processed.
Yeah, that part. Because this is nothing like it was. This is not normal. It's not getting normal anytime soon.
Yeah, I found myself withdrawing.
Even though they say, "Oh, we want to get back to normal,"
there is
no. It's a new normal, yes.
Correct.
But there is no back to normal.
You got to readjust everything.
Absolutely.
Sometimes I don't know if I would want to go back. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, in the perspective of I've had since I had to go inside. Inside my house, I had to also go inside of me and start to do some other things that has kind of. I've had to pivot and I've had to grow and I've had to stretch. And had it not been for this event, I don't know if I would have moved forward in the way, the quickness as I have. I think that I would have done it, but it would have eventually. Way.
So, what is it? Procrastination was really a thing. Now it's like, I gotta pivot now.
You got
to drown.
Correct. Well, there was a headline that was talking about the Great Resignation. People, resigning from their jobs and actually valuing themselves when their employers don't. And saying, "Hey, I deserve better than this." And I'm like.
Exactly, it did. It did put a reset.
Absolutely.
Put a reset on families, relationships.
Absolutely, a wake up call indeed.
Oh my goodness!
Did you know that 2-parent families are up 70% this year?
Hey, that is great.
That is absolutely.
That's more of a thing now than it was before.
I appreciate that. Yeah, that's good news.
But I also think that there should be more resources too. To handle with the domestic violence that has gone up as well. So people have to have outlets and a lot more support.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't want to go back to normal, what we call normal, because if this could happen, then obviously that was toxic.
Exactly.
So I don't want to go back to whatever that was.
That's
Right.
true. That's true. If you should have taken a cold hard look at a lot of different things, right? One of the things that I got out of this was, I've always been kind of an independent person, but did you get that feeling of being more self-sufficient? In terms of that you have to be. And then the other thing was, I kind of miss the closeness, like even now when I didn't get to see my grandchildren very much. I have 3 grandchildren, Ethan, Dylan, and Max, who turned 3 yesterday. And they live in San Antonio, but that was the biggest part of my children. I have 2 sons and my daughter-in-law. I really, really miss the closeness that we were, because now they feel like they could kill me. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I go and do all the vaccinations and all that stuff. But that's what I miss the most is the closeness and the that close, the hugging and it's because you have that second thought now,
Right. Or I tend to now ask permission more than I did before because
Exactly.
I'm a hugger.
Yeah.
I am a natural hugger.
hugger as well.
Even though I am a hugger, like before, I just be like, oh, so this was the invite.
Right.
There was never a, can I hug you?
Right.
Do you mind if I'm this
Yeah,
close to you? Or
now
are you okay with me being
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, some people, I think, I feel like people have lost their sense of caring about others.
Yeah.
And I say that because I deal with the public because I'm an Uber driver. And a lot of them get offended when I say, no, you can't sit in the front seat. They get offended when I say, yes, you need to wear your mask. Well, I'm fully vaccinated. Okay, and that means what?
Right.
I know several people and their families who have been vaccinated for months and are just now getting over, and everybody ended up with coronavirus.
Right.
So it's like, so you being fully vaccinated means that you're a super spreader now.
Right.
No, but when I'm one of the people that's vaccinated and so on and so forth to the full extent, I don't do that to say that I'm no threat to you. I think the whole hand washing and sanitizing thing, it's a community thing. It's
Absolutely.
protection for you as
Absolutely.
well as for me. And by me wearing the mask, I'm saying I respect you.
Exactly.
And I respect your space.
But that's what I'm
Right.
saying.
So when I say to folks that I'm
Right.
vaccinated, I'm asking for permission because you may say, well, okay, I'm glad you're vaccinated, but I still want you to keep your mask on. That's why I say it. Because and if you say, I prefer, like why prefers to keep her mask on. She didn't say, Ms. B, keep yours on, but she's doing that because she wants to protect herself. So I say it because I want to be taught clearly. It's very hot for me, right? And if it's okay with you, I'll take it off. But if you want me to keep it on, it's no big deal. I just follow the rules.
Right.
I put a mask on. I make sure it's in my purse, in my car, everywhere, because I don't want anyone. I don't want to get anyone sick, and I certainly don't want to be sick.
Right. And that's my thing. I'm like, I feel like just because I have no symptoms, I may still have it. That's the thing. So it's a protection for me and for you. And I just feel like if that's one thing that I can do to stop the spread, because that's ultimately what I think the goal is, to stop the spread. I'm going to do my part. But I've been a germaphobe like before this. So I always carried hand sanitizer and wipes since I could buy them myself. And I don't know. And I'm like, for me, this is nothing new. I'm at restaurants with my wet wipes. I'm doing this. So it's not nothing new.
I mean, I haven't been quite that I haven't got that extent to that extent.
Look, I even gone to the extent I have Lysol in my car now too. That's the upgrade.
Oh, absolutely.
That's an upgrade.
Absolutely.
I have Lysol
Everywhere.
Yeah, I watch everywhere, and I watch everything.
Look, I look like I have coffee here because I can wrap this down.
I just want to say something that's really funny. In the beginning, when they were talking about wash with Clorox, everybody in my family, we all called it up on the phone. When we went up, we don't have that problem because we were washing with Clorox our
My
entire
mom
life.
has always put a cap full of Clorox in her water. And I'm like, Mom!
Everywhere.
I'm like,
is, you know,
My dad said-
lifted the mask mandate.
Mhm.
You know, people have lost their minds, and it's across
They
the
lost their mind
board.
before that.
True, but even more so because before, when the mask mandate was in place, there was nowhere you went where you didn't see someone on the hour wiping down counters, wiping
Right.
down windows, wiping down doors and handles. Restrooms were clean. Now I've walked in restrooms like, oh my God, I think it's going to jump off the seat.
Mm.
You know,
I
walking
think it has to
into-
do with the governor in Texas.
Well,
I
but
think
come
it has
on,
to do
he
with
ain't
people.
got nothing to do with wiping my
People
butt.
too.
Yeah, it's
Because
people.
the people, they use it as an excuse. They use
True.
this whole thing as an excuse to treat people terribly.
Yeah.
You know, they treat salespeople terribly. Everybody on the street. I mean,
Oh,
they
yeah.
killing people in the Krogers. Come on.
Well, and then the flip to that also is they're using it. It's another way that whole African. It's deeper, or you know, African Americans are easier to catch this. So now, when you go into certain establishments, and I watched a video the other day, and it's kind of hard to tell which way the little girl was going. That she was at the front, the hostess or whatever.
Mhm.
She was like, you know, well, I have to see your card. She didn't say it in a malicious way, but the family that was standing there was a Black family, and it ensued quickly into, oh, you're only asking us because we're Black.
Mm.
They stated that she didn't ask the people in front of them, which of course were not
Red
Black.
Right.
You know, so it has started a war between people.
Mhm.
We got wait a minute. Look, if it's in other people,
Sorry.
I'm not here.
Well,
Mom says she ain't home.
That part. But I feel like it has started a war between people, and it just infuriates me to hear on the news. Well, it's between the vaccinated and the non-vaccinated.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always a divide.
It's not.
but I don't think that's called. I think that's caused by people. I have a lady on my my Facebook page, and she put up a meme of the Lysol dropping out of the from a plane or whatever at this point to all unvaccinated people. And I was like, I said, well, that's ignorant, because you can still spread it even if you're
Correct.
vaccinated. Well, are you vaccinated? Yes, I am. But I also know that I can still spread it and catch it.
Exactly.
Correct.
So it doesn't matter. You know, it's not media, it's not any of that, because it's easy to read the fact sheet
Yes, and
before you take
Oh,
the
and
vaccine.
while you're on that point, let us not forget that there are people out there that would rather use a horse dewormer than get a vaccination. I mean, let's talk about that. Now, how does that make sense at all?
Yeah, about that.
Yeah,
My stance is, and forever will always be, you do what you will with your body.
exactly.
But with the basics of humanity, just hygiene. Wear your mask, wash your hands, and do the things that you
If
can.
not for you, but for
That's it.
everyone around you.
That's
care
it.
about everybody around you.
And now the children,
Yes,
that's
the
the
vaccine
hardest
was
part.
did not make you a superhero.
Correct.
You know, it just, like people say, it gave you that extra protection so that you don't get sick.
No, it
But
gave you that
even-
extra mental security is what it gave you.
Well, that too.
Yes,
but
but
even
still.
with that, I've known some people again who did get sick.
I know
That's what I'm saying. That's
several
why I said it
people who have
only
been
gave you mental
vaccinated.
security.
You
That's
said, you said that you
And-
were vaccinated as well, but we still carry on the precautions.
Correct.
Mhm.
That's what it's all about. It's
Because
about
I feel
being
that-
a part of the
I feel that
community.
people, when they think
Yeah.
vaccine, they think that it is an immunity.
Mm-hmm.
And the vaccine is not an immunity. It does
Some
not give you
vaccines
an
are, but
immunity.
this one is
This one is not. This is
Because
because
one
it's
is
a
not.
virus.
They're comparing it to the vaccines that we had when we grew up.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like the polio, like the smallpox, and all
Mhm.
those
And
things.
yeah, rubella and all those
But look at
types
how
of
many
things.
years that's been.
Yeah.
And even so, some of those require booster shots.
Mhm.
Like
Absolutely.
tetanus is every 10 years,
Mhm.
et cetera, et
I'm
cetera.
not doing that.
So my thing is, no, I'm just saying,
Right.
if you choose, if that is your choice,
Mhm.
to participate in that, you know, nothing, it's like, it's not
So
no magic
associated with
pills.
pain response. You
There are no
remember that
magic
one?
pills. They're not.
Yeah.
And then why is it like polio? If we took this mindset during polio, there'd be a whole lot of people walking around, limping, right?
That's
So
true.
what is different?
Yeah.
I don't understand it. If it was okay in the 50s and the 60s, and it's something that's gonna.
I'm not against vaccines, but it doesn't make you immune to it. Like those diseases, they are preventable. So it actually stops being.
They're almost non-existent now.
Right.
And this
Stop.
could be the same if we were doing the things that we want to. So I'm
Well,
saying,
this is a virus. This is like the flu. The flu has been around forever. There's been
And
vaccines
it's not going
forever.
away.
It's not going anywhere, and because it mutates, just like this coronavirus
Exactly.
has mutated.
Mhm.
So each vaccine that they create is for a specific mutation.
Yes,
But so it doesn't even protect you from. You don't even know what strain you're going to get.
but if you ever get herd immunity, you may be able to fight it off, and that's why these other things were successful. That's why they all talk about herd immunity, but enough people do it. And like getting back to our primary point it's individually driven,
Absolutely.
self-will.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now my choice was to do it. I'm not going to dictate to anyone else whether they should do it.
Correct.
Right.
But in my making that choice, I also understand I have a responsibility to the rest of the community to wear my mask. If you're uncomfortable
Absolutely.
with me being unmasked,
Mhm.
I am not going to argue with you to put my mask on.
Right.
If you said to me right now, put the mask on and talk through the thing,
Mhm.
that's what I do.
Mhm. So do you think that, and this is for both of you, or actually everybody, because I was listening to The View the other day, and I was following them. I was good until one said, well, for the people who choose to not get vaccinated, they shouldn't be allowed to go anywhere outside. Like they shouldn't be allowed to go to concerts. They shouldn't be allowed to do da 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 da. This and I was like, okay, so
People who think like that shouldn't be allowed to speak.
Correct.
I mean, not even
all around.
That's just okay. We've already discriminated against people based on pigment
Yeah.
Correct.
and melanin.
Just
Yeah.
add something. Add
Now we're
something.
gonna look
Yeah.
at sex. We use sexuality
Mhm,
and sexual orientation.
So many
Let's
things.
just add
Divisive action.
another card that someone gets charges for, or we have to show. I mean, that's way too much.
I think that's way too
the
much.
stupidest thing, though.
Yeah.
It is the stupidest
Oh,
thing.
I've seen also, if you're choosing not to get vaccinated, then you need to choose not to go to the doctor. You need to choose not to go to the restaurant.
But I mean,
Like,
that
choose all
can be
of that.
broken down so far because in the beginning of Corona,
People will die if you
but check it now. Watch this. So, like I stated before, there was nowhere you didn't go where stuff was being wiped down. If you looked like you touched something, they would wipe it down, right? In a doctor's setting, in a doctor's office, I do home health care, so I'm always taking them to doctors.
Mhm.
And so, even now, the caregiver cannot go into the waiting room. We can go into the actual room with them, but not the waiting room because it's specifically for them. But from then to now, you've never seen anybody come out and wipe down the chairs.
Mhm.
You don't. They very seldom wipe down the counters.
Didn't I hear a few?
So, go ahead.
I think wasn't a couple months ago that they were saying that they didn't think that all that wiping was helpful.
Was
I thought I
necessary
heard it was
because
necessary.
it's not transmitted. through
Yeah,
surfaces or
exactly.
something.
The hard surface or something like that. Maybe that have something to do with it. But I know a couple of months ago they did say that. You remember hearing that? Yeah, it was part of. Yeah, it was saying
And
that.
I've been waiting on somebody to talk about it, but they haven't.
But I did. I pay close attention. You know, I'm retiree now. I'm retiree now. So I mean, I will not quote verse and all that stuff. But they did say that they did not that it doesn't live
on
certain surfaces for as long period of time as they thought, and maybe that's part of the relaxation of those standards. But I think people have an individual responsibility. I think people have an individual responsibility. If you're not satisfied, because you never know it.
I feel like that's the model for everything. If
Yes,
every
exactly.
person worried about themselves
Exactly.
first,
Mhm.
with
Exactly.
across the board of everything, and
Yeah.
do what it takes,
Great point
we would
there.
not have a
We
problem.
wouldn't be where we are right
Yeah.
now.
We wouldn't.
If everybody
But the problem is, so many people are concerned about what I'm doing.
exactly.
Yeah.
I've actually had people say, "Why you got that? Why you coming up your face with that mask?" That's not your problem, sir.
Yeah, that's not your business.
I'm like,
You
why
don't
you
want to have
not?
one, that's okay.
Yeah.
I just think that the whole thing was reckless for them to say that if you're not vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask. That's very reckless.
Very.
If you can still catch it and still spread it, you still need to wear a mask. So
Absolutely.
it's reckless to say, well, you don't have to if you're vaccinated. That's silly.
Well, I don't think that it's really like that, because there are people that are unvaccinated that never wore a mask. So I
That
don't
too.
think it really
That
matters.
too. And I don't think I don't think there needs to be a mandate to tell me to wear a mask. Do I need a mandate to tell me to go pee? Do I need a mandate to
Right.
tell me to go take a
The
bath?
whole thing is,
You should.
Some
Some
should.
people do.
to me,
Right.
this is what I think. I think only
Mandate
the
deodorant.
beginning would this mandate have made it when it was just starting out,
Mhm.
and it didn't go. Now it's out of control. And I think that Pochi did say that early on, that if we let it get too far, it's gonna go.
But I mean,
You know,
the
these
other
waves
was
and so
mandates,
on
they
and
still
so
didn't
forth.
do it.
You had
Yeah,
people
but people,
fighting.
But we was locked down.
but
We
people
still
still,
wasn't locked down.
people still didn't do it. I mean,
They
Right.
still
that's
were,
free
I
will.
think they
That's
were
free will.
still, after a while, they still were more willing to comply as opposed to now.
There's always
Yeah.
been a percentage that complied, okay?
Right.
But it wasn't enough. Because here we are, what is this, fourth, fifth, sixth wave? Which wave is this? We thought we were only gonna have
I lost at
one.
the two.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, we all, like I said, it boils down to, what did we say? Individual responsibility.
Mhm.
And what you feel about your community or whatever. The
Yeah.
only thing you can do is do what you can do and take care of it.
And
Like
go from there.
I went to New York. I made sure my great aunt had hers. Personally, I went and made sure. And that's the only person I think I probably sat down and argued with about it. And it's probably for purely selfish reasons. I just didn't want her to leave me, not because of COVID anyway, you know.
Mhm.
So and so she got her 2 shots or whatever, and she's gonna be moving to Texas next week.
Awesome.
So you get a chance to
I'd like
meet
to
her.
tell people this too. I think this is a part of the information that's been consistent for our people of color. A lot of people that have had very hard times in catching COVID are those who are vitamin D deficient. So if you can take your multivitamins, make sure you're
Exactly.
taking your vitamin D,
Mhm.
and also doing the other
And zinc.
necessary zinc, magnesium, vitamin D.
Oh, exactly.
And a
The same
multivitamin
things-
if you're over
And
40.
so these were the things that they told us
Sunshine,
to make
10
sure
to
that
15
we
minutes.
took
Mhm.
in the beginning. They gave a list and they kind of brazed over it.
All the things.
And then
But
they
they
took
tell
them
us.
right, and then they took them off the shelf, so they're inaccessible to people. So like it's a bunch of people, it's a bunch of things that is going into my mind. I'm starting to feel like I'm a conspiracy theorist, and I'm about to make me
It makes you
a
want-
foil helmet, and I'm gonna sit in my room.
I'm good.
It makes you a conspiracy theorist.
You know what I mean? Because I'm like, and I have so many people that have that been in the military, that work in the government, that and it's just like some of the stuff that they tell me too. I'm like, hey, listen. And then I have, family members that were, like in Vietnam and stuff
Well,
like
I'm
that.
a Vietnam veteran.
My uncle,
I did
that's
too.
gonna be a different
Tag and preach, say hello,
No,
beautiful.
me, I believe in just, doing whatever you can to protect yourself and don't hurt
Absolutely.
the person next to you. And the other thing, as I was writing down, I was thinking, that maybe this conversation, something like this might come up.
Mhm.
But even in any religious structure or anything else, isn't there some, regardless of which one you call it, doesn't it say, take care of your fellow man?
Mhm.
Doesn't it say look out for your neighbor and all of that? And so when you talk about, people from the left and the right and so on and so forth, but the unifier is that all of us, regardless of religion or color or pigment or whatever, we all have the same basic foundation, right? Look out for your neighbor, take care of your community, take care of your youth,
That's it.
listen to your elder.
That's
You
it.
can't, it doesn't have a title on it. It doesn't say only Christians do that.
Mhm.
Right?
That's
Not
it.
like that's humanity,
Especially when
right?
most of
It's
them
It's
are
called
not
humanity,
I'm
right?
just
That's what
saying.
it's called.
It's my two cents.
Yes,
So
basic.
we are going to go right into, because I know time is winding down. Oh, wow, it sure is.
Yeah.
All the problems of the world.
There on the Love Power
Right
Radio
at
Show.
50
Thank you.
minutes.
We got you by
Yeah,
Sun Radio. So let's talk about it right quick. Vincent Victoria presents. Go ahead, you take that.
Okay, we're very excited to be opening our 21-22 season, and we're going to open it on the 30th.
Mhm.
That's our opening night.
Thursday.
Thursday, and we're doing buy one ticket, get one free.
Oh, that's right.
On
Yes.
Thursday.
Yeah, on a Thursday, because we're operating on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday
Okay.
for the next 2 weeks in October.
Except for the last Sunday.
And then we're going to have an encore presentation on October the 17th,
Oh, nice.
on a Sunday.
So is the BOGO only on Thursday?
On Thursdays, yes. Buy one, get one free. Or get in there. We're going to have some special menu items for you to eat. So it's a 2-act play. The first act is going to be Cherry Colored Pits.
Nice.
He's based on a dream sequence from our movie,
Mm-hmm.
Black Sharif.
And if you haven't seen the movie, you're following.
It's absolutely hilarious.
You have to see it.
We're totally politically incorrect. Just let you know now.
Yep.
It's an adult kind of,
Mhm.
I would say
Adult
13 above, politically correct, 16 and above.
I'm going to go 21.
I'm probably short of saying
PG-19.
That's a parental guidance. Let's do like that. How about parental guidance? but no young children, I would say.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
Okay, so it'll be a 2-act. The first act is going to be starring Cherry Colored Pits, who is starting our very own Vincent Victoria. I'm very excited about that.
Mhm.
Second act is going to be The Storm Is Here. And that is almost it's based on the insurrection of January the 6th. And there's lots of surprising things for everyone.
Nice.
But I also so that's going to be that. And then next Saturday is going to be a red carpet. And I know you're going to be there.
Yeah,
I always have such a good, but I know Stunner Radio is going to be there, right? Okay, good. And then later on in the year, we're going to do some other shows. We have the great Jabrina Sandifer is going to be directing The Last Night of Josephine Baker.
Yeah.
That's going to be December 10th to the 19th. We got Mr. Chris. Chris is going to
Young.
be Chris Young. Chris is going to be directing Mr. Booker T at the Door in February. Our show in February, and then we've got a special collaboration, between our guy from a 1969 production.
1989 Dreams production and Vincent Victoria
And
presents.
Victoria present. And it's going to be based on Rick James
Oh, cool.
and Prince kind of.
Oh,
yes.
So we want you to come on out. We got good food.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have good fun. We got, why is in our show?
Mm-hmm. So, and that was going to be my next question. So, I want to say what character, but if I know Wykesha well enough, how many characters?
Yeah, that's it.
I am only one this time.
Are you really?
I'm only one.
See how surprised she is?
I am surprised that I'm associate producer.
I am
Really?
only
Just
one character.
You're-
Yes,
that's
and I'm the same person throughout the entire show.
There she is.
One character.
Wow.
I'm excited about it.
Surprised, but ain't mad.
I mean, she got a rest.
Can you give us a snippet of what type of person your character is or who she is?
She's a game show hostess, sis.
Of course.
yeah.
Of course.
So I am in starring Cherry Colored Pits, and I am his game show girl.
Okay.
She's vanilla black. She's just vanilla black.
Yes.
Let me just tell you a little bit about Cherry Cola. See, Cherry Cola, it's set in 1955, and he was a game show host, and he got fired just on this one show. So you're gonna see how he got fired and why he got fired. Okay?
Come with an open mind.
Please don't mind.
Look, I tried to help him out. He don't know nothing about standing in no box.
Yeah, but that's the thing about Vincent. I love that he's transitioned to doing plays about historical events.
Mm-hmm.
It's still historical. It's still historical in the language, but even though Cherry Cola is fictional,
He's a fictional character.
he talks about a lot of historical things and makes references.
Talking about
to a lot of things.
1619, 61. 61 is that's a really significant number because we have to look at 1861 and 1961. Okay. Then we talk about 1954, which is a very good year because that's the year I was born. Also, it's the year of Brown versus the Board of Education. See, 1954 is great because Denzel was born in 54.
Yes.
I was born in 54, and so was Oprah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a good crowd.
Yes.
So anyway, let's get with the 2 tickets. We're giving away 2 free tickets
Mhm.
to anyone that can call, and you tell them where they need to call or what they need to do to our show, the red carpet show. So let me ask the question. Drum roll, please. What year and what date was Brown versus Board? Can they on Facebook? Facebook.
Yeah.
You guys on Facebook? Any kind of
You can answer. And how long is this gonna be? Is it just for today's show, or is you gonna run it through?
well, if they can you give them a location where they could just answer the question? They can answer now. Anyway, let's get to the question.
It's the first person that answers correctly, or what?
It could be the first person to answer correctly.
Mhm.
Yes.
So
I'm going to do with the show, the question we had yesterday. What was the most popular show in 1955 in the United States?
Well, that's no play.
Exactly. It's a very simple. And you see what? Okay, so the first person that can answer that.
Crickets in here.
Can someone? Are we on Facebook? Can someone type it up? Can you type it on Facebook? What was the most popular TV show in 1955? And you get 2 free tickets.
Was it
2?
Was it Bandstand?
Yeah, don't play with me. What did Cardi B say? I don't know what she said. But okay, I'm trying to think.
I don't know, because
She's from the Bronx, though. Okay. And by the way, shout out to Port Chester, New York.
What you know about Port Chester?
That's where I'm from.
I don't know nothing.
30. I'm a Townsend Street kid. 30 Townsend Street kid. Rule.
So Ezekiel Patterson says, "I love you."
I literally had to keep myself from saying
Very good.
Congratulations. To our red carpet event next Saturday. Please contact Stunner Radio and pick up your 2 free tickets.
Nice.
Congratulations.
Like, I was literally in my mind, don't sing it. Don't sing it.
And then when you get there, whoever the winner is, the tickets are here for you. And check in with Miss V when you get there. Okay? You and your party.
Yes, because it's 2 tickets. So
It's 2
you and your
tickets.
plus one.
Check in. And if you come on the second, you'll be out there on the red carpet.
All of us. I think the majority of the
We're ready.
So yeah, when we roll.
Wow, I should have known that. That's my favorite show.
Well, thank you, Houston. I had a wonderful afternoon.
Thank you so much for coming in. So we're at the end of the show. Before I go, I know you said you got pulled into a commercial when you first started working with Vincent. Have you been in anything else?
Oh, yeah, I did.
Desire to be in anything else?
Oh yeah, I do it all. I do costumes, whatever doesn't get. I mean, I do it all. I do costumes. I was in Mothers. I've been in a couple.
Okay.
Sometimes, if somebody doesn't show up, I'll jump in there and do it.
Okay.
But I was actually
the one.
I was in Mothers. Yeah, I used to be a man. One time ago.
The one we just did. Well, we opened up after COVID, the first show.
We did plenty of it. I've done a lot of virtual.
Okay.
And by the way, we're nominated. The nominations are open for Broadway World Houston.
Okay.
Nice. For this year, yeah. We were nominated in a lot of different categories for the decade.
Mm-hmm.
I know I was nominated for Volunteer of the Decade last year.
Sure.
Now this year is another one.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a labor of love. I'm hanging out with people I love. And this is my baby over here and all of that. So there's nothing better than that.
Nice. And for tickets for the event, you can go to
www.vincentVictoriapresents.com. Tickets are $25. If you come on Thursday, it's buy one, get one free.
Nice.
Or if you are in the area, I do have tickets on hand.
Tickets are available.
Yes. Contact Wykesha.
At a discount price. Tickets are available.
Nice. So at the end of the show, what I normally do is give what I call a love notes, and it's just something to give the people to chew on, a thought to ponder, if you will. Snatch that from my home, Untitled Chapter. But a thought to ponder, something to think about, something to chew on for the next week or the rest of their lives. So who wants to go first and give a love note?
I need to think about it.
Well, really, one of the things that I've been really practicing for the last year has been mindfulness. Like dealing with what's happening in front of me instead of allowing my thoughts to just go all over the place. To make the best of that 5 minutes or 15 minutes and really celebrate myself and those around me, the people that I care about, and to use a little bit more patience. I think that people use we're all stressed, we're all tense and so on and so forth. And so there's plenty of opportunity from everyone. No one is immune from it, to be short-tempered and so on. I just want people to be a little bit more patient with each other and patient with themselves. But I think a lot of times when people are outwardly aggressive, it's saying a whole lot about how they're feeling internally.
Yeah, absolutely.
So just be a little bit more patient with each other. And I just speak to people if they don't even speak to me. And sometimes I'll make them sometimes how you get that person be waving and they don't really want to speak to you, but I'll keep on waving.
I know
I know you saw me waving. And so not all the time, but you get that one resistant person, and I will be determined to let you know that this is free will and good spirits and good vibes over here.
Yes.
I might walk away with a like that, but eventually it breaks them down, and then you get that little smile over there.
Yeah. Oh, you think it's my turn? Okay.
If you ready?
All right. Well, this is what I got.
If not a pass, at least.
I mean, this is what I have. Basically, tomorrow is not promised. The only thing that we really and truly have is right now when you think about it.
That's exactly right.
We don't know about the next few minutes. We don't even know about the next few hours. So make sure that what you do today actually counts. Do something that you want to do. Don't allow fear and doubt to stagnate you, to cause you to be, just frozen in time, because time is something that we don't have enough of and we can never get it back.
Never can get it back.
Just be intentional about your actions and make today count.
First of all, get out of my
head. Positive thoughts, mind, and deeds. Positive thoughts, minds, and deeds.
That's it. Listen, about like, you want to add anything? Oh, you thought I was gonna leave you out? You want to shut
right?
I want to piggyback just a little bit off of what Wykesha said. I want everybody to remember to be the best version of yourself. Remember to put your best foot forward, because tomorrow is not promised to you. So go all out and do the most today, and make sure that you're caring for you as well as caring for the next person.
Exactly.
Make sure that all of your intentions are good, because we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, and we don't know that what we say may not be the last straw somebody needed to go jump off a bridge or go be better. So just be better, and in being better, make sure that you're able to inspire somebody else to be better.
Right.
Exactly.
Good stuff.
Good. This is nice. That feels good on Saturday.
Yeah, that's what we do here. It's a little bit we do the show. But mine is be intentional about your moves. That's why I say you out of my head. You have to be intentional about every move you make. Remember, karma, you don't have no date on when that comes back. So when you move, when you say stuff to people, like Lisa said, make sure it's something that you would want to come back to you. When you get up in the day and you want to go and do things, or you have goals, be intentional about those steps that you take, even if it's small steps, and celebrate them. Because nobody got to where they are. When we look at all these superstars and these people who are millionaires, they didn't get to where they are overnight.
Correct.
It looks like it, yes. But I promise you they hit valley.
A lot of hard work.
Yes, I promise you. And I'm so glad that Steve Harvey doesn't mind saying, man, I was homeless X amount of times before I got here. So, but be intentional about your moves every day, the things that you say, the things that you allow to come into your space, because it's very important for your psyche. It's very important for your self-care. And so make sure you take care of yourself, love on yourself, be patient with yourself. And I'll see you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.